Let's do the opposite of an open script, which is a close script. A close script simply runs on closing of a file. I don't generally place closing scripts in my solutions because I usually design multi-user solutions. And things like going to a layout or toggling status toolbar, some of the things we did in our open script, are lost when you close a file anyhow. So what we're going to go ahead and do is set up a close script to do something that is fairly common in a multi-user scenario, which is if you have a multi-file solution, you can go ahead when you close one file and close the rest of the files. Sometimes it makes it a lot easier for people to use your solution. So if you notice, we have zips here. Remember, we disconnected it from all of our scripts and our external data sources and removed the layout and the table occurrence. We're going to add in that reference again temporarily. We're going to remove it again as well, just for demonstration purposes here, because I usually design single file solutions. There's usually no need to design a multi-file solution. A lot of things are easier when you have everything in one file. So let's go ahead and just do this temporarily. What we're going to do is go into our scripts and create a close script. And we're going to go find our close. And you'll see the first thing you come across is close window. Now, close window is different than close file. Close window says close the current window, which may not be the last window for that file. If we want to make sure we close a file, we got to use this choice, close file. So we're going to go ahead and choose, and notice that zips is not here because it's not in our external data source. We have to add it again temporarily. We'll locate zips, and then we'll close that zips. And that's it, simple script. We'll save it. Again, we're going to remove it, so I'm not going to worry about unchecking it here. We'll go into File Options, tell it to run that script, and there we go. Let's see how it works. Again, remember, zips is open. So we'll go ahead and close this. You notice now everything's closed. It's also important to remember when you're looking at this stuff that when you do a new window and you go ahead and close it, that doesn't run a close script. And let me make sure you understand that. Let's go ahead and open up zips again also, because it doesn't automatically open anymore. So again, if I have a new window, a second window for contacts, and close it, you notice that zips is still open. That does not close. Only the last window is going to run that close script. So remember that. It's a subtle point, but it's important to remember. So let's go ahead and remove the things that we don't need. Again, we don't need to have our close script, so we'll get rid of that. I'll go into File Options, uncheck it, and then I'll go into our Manage Data Sources. And let's talk about this just a little bit. I've briefly gone over it, but I want to make sure you understand the idea behind this. This manages any data source outside of your current file. In this case, this is contacts. So zips is an external FileMaker type, but you could have an external ODBC type, which we won't really be going over in these tutorials, so we won't need to worry about that. But if you do decide to connect up to ODBC and use ESS, well, you'll have to manage that reference here, because you notice that it says look for the file in the same directory as what contacts is in, because they're both on the desktop. But you could do any kind of path you want in here. In fact, you could do multiple paths. If you want to look in one place and then if it doesn't find it there, look in another place, well, you can have that as well. So there's a lot of things you can do in here with paths, and they give you some examples down here so you can get an idea what you can do with it. So you could have it look on a host IP, on a server, and then if it doesn't find there, type in another one that says located on my local hard drive next if you can't find it there. So there's a lot of things you can do to try to make FileMaker smarter and more intelligent by entering paths in here, which it goes through in order. So let's go ahead and hit cancel here. We'll delete that. We don't really want a connection to zips anymore because we're not going to use it anymore. And that's it. Just remember that close scripts really are great for closing multi-file solutions.